hours away from kickoff. 8 hours away from kickoff. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to First Take. Behind us, obviously, Hard Rock Stadium. We're getting set for Miami and Indiana to go at it tonight. Desmond Howard now joins us here on First Take. Des, good to see you.
Good to see you guys. Thanks for having me. I'm excited about this opportunity. I love the show.
Be so clean.
Hey, I gotta keep up with you guys, brother.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Des, let's zoom in on tonight. I know you've talked about this game 800 different ways, but does it all fall on Carson Beck's shoulders for Miami if they're going to come away with a win tonight?
No, it does not. Because if you watch Miami play, you understand the way that Mario Cristobal built this team. He built this team from the inside out, meaning he built this team from the trenches. And what they do, they bring an extraordinary brand of physicality to the ball game. Every time they step on that football field, they want to make sure you understand that you're going to be in a four-quarter fight with the most physical team in college football. So it doesn't fall on his shoulders because they're not asking him to throw the ball 30 or 40 times to win the game. No, no, no. They put the onus on their offensive line and their running backs. And then they let him throw the ball, you know, when he needs to throw it or when they want to throw it. But the whole game does not fall on his shoulders. We saw earlier in the season, they played Louisville.
Yep.
They played SMU. And they lost those games. Exactly. He turned the ball over. At that time, they said, we need to have a team meeting. They had a come to Jesus discussion and talk. And they figured out this is who we are. This is our identity. And what we're going to do now is we're going to impose our will on any and every defense that we come up against. And I think people's like, yeah, that sounds great. But then they went into the college football playoff. And they went to College Station. And then they played Texas A&M. And Texas A&M was a team that was highly ranked the whole season.
Yep.
And they went there and they played bully ball in College Station. Pushed them all around their own field. And then they played the defending national champs, Ohio State. People thought, well, Ohio State guys' defenses, people only averaging 7 points a game. They went out there, beat them by double digits.
Yeah.
And then Ole Miss game. So this is their brand of football. They don't put everything on their quarterback. They want to win the game in the trenches offensively and defensively. And that's who they are. That's their identity, and that's what they hang their hat on.
Des, it feels to me when you watch the Oregons and you watch the Alabamas, they come into the game thinking, we just playing the old Indiana. Right? There's no 5 stars. They don't have a ton of 4 stars on that team.
Yeah.
And when they get punched in the mouth, they aren't ready to react. And the way that Indiana capitalizes on turnovers and mistakes as well, what does Miami need to focus on the most to make sure this game doesn't get out of hand early? Because we've seen that the last 2 college football playoff games.
Well, you hit it on the head. You have to make sure that you don't make mistakes. You don't want to turn the ball over. We saw the Oregon game where Indiana played Oregon. Dante Moore came out. He threw an out route. The recipe for disaster for an out route, Cam Newton can tell you this.
Inside.
Late and inside. Late and inside, baby.
Right there.
Exactly. That's exactly what happened.
11 seconds into the game. 11 seconds.
That's right. So, and so those guys, they capitalized. They had 2 more turnovers. Next thing you know, it was 21-0 before you can even blink, and that game was over. So that's what Miami has to do. Miami, unfortunately, if you watch the game against Ole Miss, they were flagged 10 times.
Yes.
74
10
yards.
times.
74 yards.
Can't do that against them.
You cannot do that. And they dropped 4 interceptions. So they're one of the most flagged teams Miami is in college football. They can't play that way tonight at Hard Rock because that team, Indiana Hoosiers, Hoosiers.
Let's go, Des.
They will capitalize on that and run you out of your own home stadium, baby. Yes, yes.
And Des, that's what I'm worried about because I want this to be a thriller, and I know Miami has the talent to pull it off. My concern is those 10 penalties, the fact that they can tend to beat themselves to such a degree, and Indiana doesn't do that. I want to get to Signetti, though, because obviously everybody's been talking about the players as well we should. But this man is 26-2 in his 2 years at Indiana. They're undefeated right now. They're the #1 ranked team in the nation. And Dan Lannon can coach. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, and you saw what they did to Oregon. You saw what they did. We thought we've been saying Kalen DeBoer could coach. We saw what they did to Alabama. What is it about this man? What has he done to make Indiana what Indiana is right now? And why should we believe that the same fate isn't destined for Cristobal?
Yeah, that's the million-dollar question, right? Everyone's looking at Indiana, and you look at their roster, you look at the way they're just getting teams to pretty much tap out. Like, I was at that Rose Bowl, and Alabama tapped out. They didn't want any more of the Hoosiers. And they say, what is he doing? What's the secret sauce? First of all, he doesn't have a lot of 4- and 5-star players, but he has a lot of veteran players.
Yeah.
He has a very, very experienced team. These guys, they played a lot of football.
Right.
Secondly, he was able to bring a core group of players from James Madison University with him to Bloomington. So then he was able to help these young players understand the culture he was building and how to do everything. And the most important thing, now Nick Saban on our show, College Game, they told us one day about the NIL and spending money. They said you can spend as much money on anybody you want. But when you hit on the wrong guy, well, when you don't hit on the right guy, then he said you SOL. He used a language that I can't use because I don't have 7 national championships. You know what I'm saying? And your boy Signetti, though, what he did, he hit. He hit on Fernando Mendoza, the quarterback from Cal. He went in the portal, got this guy. It ain't every day you can go in the portal and get a quarterback who's going to win the Heisman. So that combination of things has really worked in his favor. I've heard he's a great evaluator of talent, too, and so far, so good.
And get him to relocate from California to Indiana. But that's another subject. Go ahead.
Terrible.
Terrible. So I asked a former Heisman winner, former teammate Tim Tebow. I asked you as a Heisman winner as well, too. What team has the most pressure? Is it Miami? That's, obviously playing in front of the home crowd. Or you have a team in Indiana that we've known playing above what anybody is, including Shea Cornett, but playing at a level where it's like, yo, we have a magical season, and we want to protect that as much as possible.
I think the pressure right now is on Indiana. I really do. I think, they were a great story, but then once you go into the CFP and you start beating the blue blood like the Alabama Crimson Tide, the way you beat them, then people's eyes start to open up wider, and they start to look at you a little differently. And so now the storyline is, will they have this unprecedented, undefeated season, a perfect record, something that we've never seen because obviously we've extended the playoffs, and do something we haven't seen in college football. Miami, I think, is just playing with house money. I know it's a home game, it's their home stadium, but they've been an underdog each and every game they've played in the CFP, and they've embraced that role. So I just think there's a lot of pressure right now. You come in here, perfect record, unblemished. You have the Heisman Trophy winner. He's from Miami. So you have all of this build up with you on your side. I don't know. I don't check this. Is it 8.5? Is it 9? I have no idea.
It was 8.5.
So you're favored by 8.5. So I think the pressure's on Indiana.
Let me end by saying this. All that house money talk is absolutely on the money with one exception. If you get your ass kicked. That cannot happen. This cannot be.
True.
We can't see you on your home turf tapping out.
Yep.
You understand? It can't be Alabama. No. It can't be Oregon. Exactly. You compete, no problem. Right. House money, house money, house money.
Yeah.
But if you get your ass kicked, no.
Yeah.
That better not happen.
I think the one thing I've seen from Miami, especially defensively, though, those dudes won't tap out.
Okay.
The scoreboard might say something, but they're going to keep coming down.
Gotcha. And they okay. DNA. You're right. You're right. Exactly.
That better be the case.
Indiana trying to go 16-0 for the first time since like the 1800s. It's going to be a good one tonight. Des, we appreciate you stopping by. We know you got a long day ahead of you, so thank you very much. Our next TGL match is tomorrow night on ESPN and the ESPN app at the SoFi Center. Max Homa leads Jupiter Lynx against Justin Rose and LA. Tiger will be there rooting on Jupiter. Coverage begins at 7 Eastern for Pacific. Coming up here on First Take, the Rams crushed Bears fans' dreams and hearts everywhere last night. But what chance now do we give LA against a very familiar opponent in Seattle? Plus, I got another Hoosier coming by. There he is,